Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. Before we go into it, I'm just going to point out the hoodie. I'm sitting here, it's the end of August, and I'm refusing to put my bloody heating on, but I'm cold. What is going on with that crazy weather? Anyway, we're going to have a look at this story here, where Nicola Sturgeon's resignation is one of the reasons why the SNP are in such dire financial straits. It's estimated that her resignation cost the party £160,000. I think it's worth every penny myself. But it's one of those things where, why did she have to go so quickly? She would have known how much it cost, and if it wasn't an emergency resignation, it would have been handled differently. It wouldn't have cost so much money. This was, of course, an emergency resignation. She had to go because she knew what was rolling down that pathway, despite all the lies she tells about not knowing what was happening. It's quite clear that they are complete lies, and she did know, and that's why she ran out the door screaming with the chip pan on fire, pretending that all was well. In fact, I'm resigning because of the gender bill. My arse. Anyway, we'll take a look at this article, see why she spent so much, or so much was spent on replacing her, and how it is much to the detriment of the SNP, which of course brings a smile to all our faces. This really should have been the first story of the day, shouldn't it? This is the happy story. But we're here now, we'll put it on, and we'll look at this, and we'll smile inwardly as we do it. Here goes. So, Nicola Sturgeon's shock resignation cost her beloved SNP £160,000 amid its financial struggles. Money that they don't have, money that will never be recouped, just to get rid of a woman who has single-handedly destroyed the party and altered Scotland irrevocably for the worse. I don't think the damage she has done could ever be repaired. I think it's beyond the point of repair. The former First Minister quit unexpectedly in February, sparking an expensive leadership contest, which caused the party's already creaking coffers even more strain. And it's the speed at which she went, which is always the questionable item, and we know it was nothing to do with any claims over the gender reform bill. It was far more insidious and cancerous than that. Nicola Sturgeon's shock resignation as SNP leader cost her beloved party £160,000, which plunged the Nationalists into even more financial disarray. The 2022 accounts for the SNP were published last week and revealed that they were £800,000 in debt amid plummeting membership figures. Now, a leaked agenda from the party's National Council meeting in Perth on Sunday has shown that the costs of the leadership contest to replace Miss Sturgeon ran up a huge bill for an already struggling political entity. Humza, Kate Forbes and Ash Regan toured Scotland to battle it out to be the first minister, and of course that all had to be paid for by the party. The travel, the subsistence, hotels. Then you got to pay for all the flunkies to attend and all this. It was a massive expense and achieved nothing, because effectively what they got was the one that was supposed to be got in anyway. But it was just an expensive way of getting him in. Not the one that, of course, that the members wanted, but one that the establishment of the party wanted, because they know he's stupid and that they could control him much, much more easily than the likes of, say, Kate Forbes or even Ash Regan. And Ash Regan is pretty stupid, but he was the lick spittle, so he'd do as he's told. He'd lay on his back, let his tummy be tickled, and just look up with loving obedience. Wings Over Scotland reported that SNP Treasurer Stuart MacDonald revealed the eye-watering sum which was spent on the battle, with £160,000 being utilised from the creaking nationalist coffers. He wrote, the first half of 2023 was not without challenges. The overall cost of the leadership election was around £160,000, none of which was budgeted for. And that's because Nicola had to go, and she had to go quickly. Miss Sturgeon quit unexpectedly as First Minister as she claimed that she wanted to return to a normal life, and we all know that that is complete and utter horseshit. And that she said there was no current pressure has led to her leaving. Again, a pile of it. However, just 2 months later, her husband Peter Murrell was arrested, and we use the word husband, but was arrested in connection with Operation Branchform, with her arrest following later in June. Possibly not the last arrest. We're all holding our bated breaths, waiting for the next ones, and wondering when it will come, because the second arrest will ultimately, I think, lead to charges. He also admitted that income from the year had been affected by the plunging and continuing to plunge membership numbers, with 30,000 Skexit supporters abandoning the SNP in the last year and a half. The position on June the 29th was 73,936, which is a huge drop on the 103,000 at the end of 2021. And of course, when they do this year's figures, it will show even fewer, perhaps down as low as 60,000 members. Mr. McDonald added, membership income has been hit by the overall fall in membership numbers, while the cost of living crisis has also impacted on the level of membership payments. He said, however, looking ahead, the position is significantly more positive. Well, I don't see how. The numbers are continuing to fall. You've not done anything about the cost of living crisis. And the ongoing investigations, plural, are kind of driving away the corporate sponsorship. They don't want to align themselves with losers or, possibly worse, criminals. And so they're not sort of putting their hands too deeply in their pockets at the moment. He carried on. There will continue to be concerted action to raise money to back Katie Loudon to win Rutherglen and Hamilton West, which of course is more money pissed away because she hasn't got a chance in hell. And of course, the second half of the year includes a St Andrews draw and dinner, as well as a conference income. Yeah, basically, how are you raising money? We're going to have a waffle. And then everyone can come and sit and have dinner with Humza Yousaf and the lads. Do you know, I would willingly give them 10 quid if I could avoid doing that. You know, that would be something I'd pay to avoid. Can you imagine? Anyway, he said, while making predictions is not always wise, he said, I remain confident our 2023 accounts will show a surplus as we build towards what will be a crucial general election year. He's confident of that. Well, I think he's overconfident of that. He says, we still have much to do to ensure we put the party on the soundest financial footing possible. Well, I think you need to get rid of the old guard, stop wanking money on shit, fire a few of these people that are undoubtedly crooked, and bring in a whole new team. And start, for one, being honest. That would help. Other revelations from the leaked agenda include the fact that the SNP are looking to recruit a part-time accountant to help them rebuild trust in the processes and procedures that are in place to ensure proper financial management of our party. Well, they couldn't get an auditor in the whole of Scotland and had to go to Manchester. What makes you think any accountant will sign up to the SNP and risk professional standing by doing the books and, general day-to-day stuff for what is likely to be a criminal organisation? No one will touch them with a barge pole. Operation Branchform is still ongoing as cops probe and allegedly 660, as we all know. The SNP accounts showed they recorded back-to-back deficits for the first time since 2014's Skexit vote, as they ended up 732,000 in the red in 2021 and 804,000 in 2022. Membership income slumped from 2.5 million to 2.2 million, while reportable donations fell from nearly 700,000 to 370,000. And the party dug into its accumulated reserves, which fell from 584,000 to minus 219. They are in deep financial shit. They really are, struggling. They don't have a hope in hell of changing that anytime soon. They've still got a lot of expenses. So yeah, they are still getting income, but a lot of it is going on expenses. They're not building up any kind of war chest, and there are 3 elections around the corner, because you've got obviously Rutherglen now, then in the next year and 12 to 14 months perhaps, you've got a general election, and then a year after that you've got the Holyrood elections, and they haven't got 2 beans to rub together. It's going to be interesting. Will they last? They'll make Rutherglen, but will they even last to the general election? Who knows? Anyway, I'll round off and come up. Seeing all these trials and tribulations of the SNP does bring a smile to my face. And seeing that they are in deep financial problematical areas also brings a smile to my face. In fact, I'll go beyond. I'm past smiling. I am rolling on the floor laughing because we know how much they are struggling. And yet they're still trying to put that brave face on. You know when a politician has just been caught out, but they get smart because politicians are always happy. They've always got a smile. And they're always like, but they're smiling in the face, but they're not smiling in the eyes, you know? And that's what they're doing. They're putting on the old mask of a smile. It's a gash in their face like that, isn't it? It's a fixed grimace. You know, the grimace you get, you know, when a corpse, when it's had a heart attack. And you get that rictus grin, that sort of, you know, like the Joker almost. That's what they've got. And they've got it all the time. Because on the outside, they've got to project this, yes, everything's going great, yay, great, yay, we're not failing. On the inside, you know, they are burning and they are weeping. It's fantastic, isn't it? It really is. I'm going to say, you know, sometimes, you know, it brings me no joy. I'm not saying that. It brings me absolute loads of joy. And I hope it brings you joy too. Anyway, I shall stop there. Thank you very much for watching this one. Like this one. This one's good. Whenever you see them sort of crash and burn, it's always good. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you will press the subscribe button for it. I hope you will share the video. I hope you like the video. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, and remember, these bunch of charlatans haven't got a clue. And the sooner we get them out, the better. Bye.